Welcome back to Old War Stories with Uncle Jay. Today I'm going to tell the story of Noah. Noah was this guy in old times, and God said, build an ark, there's going to be no, it's not that Noah. Noah was somebody I used to work with at Tiny Middle. Noah was a very interesting character. Noah, first of all, was an older guy. He had to be in his later 60s, I guess. Maybe he was just working there for fun, for something to do. I have no idea. So I worked with Noah at Tiny Middle, and Noah was tall but fat. Interesting. Really kind of big guy. And it was sort of like the belly was big and everything went narrower and narrower, and he had this little scrawny head on top with a whiny voice, and he was Jewish. And like I said, he was an old fart, and he worked in the Apple department. Noah could tell you anything about old Apple, anything. He could tell you what the newest shit was. He could tell you about the old stuff. He could talk specs till you were blue in the face. Anything you wanted to know, you wanted to talk to Noah. Actually, you didn't want to talk to Noah. But if you wanted Apple, you had to talk to Noah. Oh boy. So, here we go. It's one morning sometime. Time frame, I guess, doesn't really matter. It was somewhere during my tenure at Tiny Middle. And we had things to do in the morning. We had stock that we had to put out on the shelves. We had price signs that we had to put up. If we didn't have the price tags, then we had to go and print them. And we had one computer in the store that you could print price tags in. You'd type in the SKU number, it would look it up in the database, and then it would get the information you needed on the tag, and then you could print it out on special paper they had that was perforated, that always jammed and tore apart in the printer, and it was just a fucking mess. So here's a morning I need to print some signs because I was given busy work to do as usual. This is, of course, when I was in sales. Well, where was that machine that you could print the price tags on? Over near the Apple department. Now, I had been working there for a long time, and Noah had been working there for a long time. So we knew each other. We've had some words back and forth here and there. Oh, what's doing, this and that, you know. See him in the break room, something. In passing, whatever. Things like that. Sometimes I had a question for him that I couldn't answer, but because he was the Apple guy, he could answer it, what have you. So he had these products that he was putting out that morning, and he had this cart. I don't know how to explain it. It was a little cart, and it had metal shelves in it that you could adjust up or down depending on how tall the products were in that. And whatever products that they were forcing him to put out on there were a little bit taller than the shelf would allow because of the shelf above it. Now, these shelves have been in service for quite some time, and they're all metal and they're heavy, but when you drop them, they often land on the hooks that go in the back of this cart and keep everything in place. It's hard to really describe, but these would get bent, and that would make it very tricky to put them into the slots where they need to go and then slide the shelf down so it would stay there. And then there was a notch cut in this thing so it couldn't move from there. It would be locked in. It was very sturdy, and they all could hold quite a lot of weight. So anyway, I go over there and I'm printing some signs, and I hear my name in a whiny voice. Jason! Come over here. So I start walking over there, and he says, I need your help. And I see him struggling with the shelves. And Noah said, I can get it up, but I can't get it to move. I said, that sounds more like a personal problem. Absolutely happened exactly like that. So he kind of laughed, and I helped him with the shelf, and that was that. Oh, man, Noah was something else. Noah was a very weird person. Let's see, what else? Oh, there was another story that I was told by another associate I used to work with. He was in there, and he was dealing with some customers and talking to them about various new Apple shits and whatever it was. And at the time, the iMac had come out in all the different colors. The original iMac, you had your Bondi blue and your tangerine and lime and all the colors, flavors that Apple came out with that was retarded. So a young kid, goes up to the Bondi blue Mac, and he's playing with it, and he's clicking on this and he's clicking on that. He doesn't know what he's doing. And because Apple just gives you a fucking Mickey Mouse with one button, it's not like you could really get into trouble, but you could move shit around and fuck things up if you weren't trying, not knowing what you're doing. So Noah finally goes up to the kid and he says, "Just because the screen is blue doesn't mean you know what you're doing." I can't figure this guy out. Anyways, another story. I was in the break room one day, and he was talking to some other people in there, and he's saying, "Oh, yeah, I have a very strict diet. I don't eat red meat." "Oh, so what do you eat then? Like chicken and stuff like that?" Nope, I don't eat that either." And we all knew he was Jewish, so pork, of course, was out of the question. So what do you eat? "Fish." And that was the end of the story. It was like, derp. And there was another time with Noah in the break room where I was in there, and he had gone to the soda machine or the candy machine or something and wanted to get something. So it was $1 and something change, whatever it was. And he reaches in his pocket for his wallet, and he had his keys in there. But his keys were in a plastic sandwich bag. I said, "Noah, I hate to ask you a personal question, but why do you keep your keys preserved in a Ziploc bag?" He said, "I've gone through 3 pockets on these pants alone. I can't afford to bring them in to have another pocket put in. So I keep them in a plastic bag. This way, when it's pointy, it doesn't make a hole in your pocket, and that way I don't have to get new pockets in my pants." And Noah used to wear it till we all had to wear ties, and he would wear the tie short because that's what was in style back in the day. You could think of like the Abbott and Costello routines where the ties were short. They didn't even hit the belt. They were like more by the belly button or a little above that kind of thing, where they wore them short. So Noah always had the short tie going on and the little whiny voice, the whole thing. And Noah drove a Chevy Cavalier. I think it was like a 92 or a 93. And at this point in time, maybe it was 2005, 6, 7, somewhere in there. I don't remember. And the wife had a 90 Cavalier. But it was interesting because the blower in her car was never that powerful. Like, you could put it on high, and the airflow coming out really was not very powerful. So a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, check the cabin air filter." It didn't exist in 1990. It just didn't exist. So I didn't know if it was the car or if it was just how they were, So one day I actually asked Noah if I could see his car for a minute. And he says, "My car? What do you want to see my car for? It's an old Chevrolet. Who cares?" And I explained, I said, "I just want to feel the airflow come out." He says, "The air conditioning doesn't work." I said, "It doesn't need to be on. I just want to feel how strong the airflow was." And he actually let me see. And it was just maybe a little stronger than that. I don't know what the deal was, but the airflow just really wasn't that great in that car for whatever reason. It worked, but it wasn't really that great. So that was that. I think that's really all I have on Noah here. I'm just double checking my little paper here. And yeah, I think that's actually about it that I can actually remember about this guy. I think eventually he got sick and he resigned, I suppose. And I don't know if it's true, but rumor has it he passed away. I don't know, but I just thought it was hilarious that he actually said, "I can get it up, but I can't get it to move." Wow. Wow. It's like he walked right into that one. Anyway, that's all I got on that one. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.